Not Paul M.F. and Ingalls. He walks his ass into town. Proud man.
Paul is crying on the prairie.
Little House on the Prairie.
We're just going to kind of get into it here. They first move into Walnut Grove. It's their first day. Mm-hmm. People in Walnut Grove, surprisingly suspicious.
A little bit of an untrusting lot, I think.
Yeah, everybody's looking at Paul with kind of the side eye. No one's really wanting to help him out too awful much. But finally, Mr. Hanson at the mill does. He says, hey, I'll give you these 2 oxen. You can work it off. So that's one thing Paul needs to start his new life.
Right. Because they're having to build their home and homestead and all that stuff. He's got to get some oxen.
That's right. And
so check. Got the oxen.
He also needs seed and a plow, which he's going to get from O'Neill, the guy in town who runs, what does he run? Is it the granary? I don't know.
No, that's when he's working for...
well, it don't matter.
Yeah, he's working for some wood and blah, blah, blah.
He's basically the Mr. Potter of the town. Kind of like It's a Wonderful Life. He's got a lot of money, and he will take advantage of you if he gets his chance. He's not as trusting as Hanson. He makes Paul sign a contract. If you don't get this done in a certain amount of time, I'm taking those nice ox you just got. And not only do you have to put the roof on this place, for this plow and these seeds, you've got to stack up this grain. There's a lot of shots of this grain. It's foreshadowing, I'll just tell you right now. But so, yeah, that's the deal. Paul agrees to it. I mean, this guy ends up being the villain, but in his defense, he explicitly states the rules of this agreement to Paul. Very clearly. Emphasizes that if something bad happens, I'm sticking to this contract. Paul's like, yeah, fine.
Got it.
We'll do it.
I'm right.
Paul. Nothing can stop me.
That's right. You can consider that contract met. All right.
And this plow, Margaret, Paul looks at it covetously, with jealousy. He needs it, right? He covets this plow. Here's the reoccurring theme. Paul's going to use this thing like twice. Never again. We'll also introduce to the Olsons.
You have Mr. Olson, who's just a friendly, open, kind of easygoing dude. He owns the shop in town, right? He owns the general store. And then his wife, Mrs. Olson, who's conniving, who's sneaking, who is jealous, who wants to catch up with the Joneses, right? That's her character. She's always trying to get a little bit more. She's a little bit, bit underhanded. So yeah, we meet the Olsons, and we always like the Olsons.
And Paul tries to get some credit from them, too. He's really building up some debt here, trying to get started in Walnut Grove. They don't give it to him, of course. Mrs. Olson's never going to give credit to anybody. But Mr. Olson explains it to him like Charles is an idiot. Like, he's literally 5. He's like, well, there's a reason we can't loan you the money, see? Because we need money to pay for stuff we have to pay for.
And if we loan it to you, you may not give it back.
There is a reason. You see, we need the money to buy the things we need to keep in business.
We do see him walk into town with his shirt unbuttoned about to here, sweat drenching, carrying this big, heavy-ass wooden toolbox.
Right.
He's got a horse at home, Marge, don't he?
He's got a couple horses at home, yeah.
Why is he walking to town like this to work 50 hours and then walk back?
Because he's a man, Dan.
That's right. Charles gosh darn Ingalls, bud. At this point, we're introduced to the doctor. I guess it's kind of a plot device. He has to stop and help Doc Baker get his wheel on. And Doc Baker's like, I guess that's what I get for not soaking the wheel and doing this and doing that. Some kind of technical crap everyone knew back then. And Paul's like, ha-ha! It's happened to all of us. Drives him into town. We meet his best friend. We find out, I guess, Doc Baker and Mr. Hanson are best friends. They banter back and forth, Margaret, and humor so gentle, it's almost like it's not there.
Are you old Billy Goat? You can't even blow a whistle on time.
And then we get a scene a little while later where Paul's worked himself so much he oversleeps at church. And Reverend Alden is mad as all get out. He calls it out right in front of the church. I see wives here whose husbands ain't. Ma defends him on the way home. Hey, he's just tired. Sundays for rest at church. He's resting. But she gets there, and there's Paul with his new plow again. She's madder than a wet hen.
Yeah, she tells him, you need to go rest. You're working 15 jobs and got credit all over this town.
At some point, we find out the reason he's working so hard, something happened in Kansas. He's like, whatever happened in Kansas gonna happen again. We don't find out why.
Apparently what happens in Kansas stays in Kansas.
Yeah, because we never really find out. Finally, he pays off his debt with Hanson. He's about to pay it off with O'Neill, the other guy. He gets home, we find out from Ma that Paul's been a little gripey. So she's put the kids back to bed already. And he is like, I guess I did ask him to be quiet a few times last night. And she's like, 4. So she's counting.
Yeah.
How many times. Paul, who again, just to remind you, is working 23 hours a day.
And I'm starving. Woman, get my supper while I wash up.
Get your supper. 4?
I'm sorry. Why don't you get my supper?
Welcome home.
Get my supper.
So he decides the next day he's going to take them to a picnic, right? They're going to go kite flying and all this. Everybody's amazed Paul can fly a kite.
Yeah.
Not once does he offer to let those kids fly that kite.
Oh, look at that. Ooh, look at all these tricks I'm doing with this kite up here. And everybody's, ooh, look.
Anyway, yeah, he's out there flying the kite, gets caught in a tree. Well, Paul is going to do what Paul does. Say what you will about Paul, but he gets stuff done. He cares about his family, and there are like several scenes in here with his wife, the kids, just look at him with pure admiration. And as a father who's used to watching modern day TV, I almost died of shock when someone looked at their father with admiration on television. He climbs the tree. He falls out from about 50 stories, breaks 4 ribs, and here's where the first tears come in, I believe. When
Right.
Maul runs over there. So about halfway through the first episode, the first crying comes, but there's plenty more. There'll be plenty more.
Oh, yeah.
The doctor comes. He's got 4 broken ribs, Marge. How long do you think that takes to heal up?
About a day or 2, probably, at least.
Well, according to Doc Baker, he said a week.
A week.
That seems short to me. I don't know. I didn't Google this or nothing, but...
I don't know, yeah.
For 4 broken ribs, I'd think I'd probably be able to, I'd milk it. Maul says, I got to go out there and plow this field while your ribs are hurt. Paul kind of protests. He's like, no, you can't do that. And so she, quite vindictively, to be honest, there's some anger in her when she says this, because I think she's getting a glimpse of the future. She uses the same excuse he used on her earlier. If God understands farmer, he understands farmers' wives. I got to get up there and plow this field. She walks out, slams the door. This big smile crosses Paul's face. Why? Because she's up there doing his work for him. This becomes a theme throughout the entire series. How many years did you say the show ran?
I don't know.
15, 14, 9.
2, I don't know.
Paul never works again. After this moment, he never works again. Every episode is spent with him going in and butting into someone else's business, helping them out with some kind of problem. Mr. Edwards is alcoholic, this, that. Maul and the kids are home plowing the freaking field and whatnot.
Yeah. It's already done when
Yeah.
he gets home.
Sure.
Yeah. He's busy fixing
no
the
wonder.
town.
He realized right then in this moment, and I'll put the clip here, when he starts to smile, that's when he realized this is life for me.
I'm the heartbeat of this town.
But anyway, O'Neill comes by when she's out there working, and he's like, I gotta take these ox. And she don't fight it too much. He takes them, whatever. So then Paul, Margie, go in there. Here he is, shirt off, all wrapped up.
Yeah, I do have to say that as soon as he hurt his back, it caused a cascade of other medical issues, number one of which was that he had to bare his chest for the rest of the whole episode. Despite the fact that there were towels, linens, shirts, and other things to cover himself all around him. But it doesn't matter because Doc ordered, you're going to have to go shirtless.
Sure.
For the rest of this show.
But when Ma tells him about what O'Neill does, he does have to get up. Much to his dismay, he does have to put on a shirt as he
Right.
walks into town, but he doesn't button it much.
No.
Cursory button.
I
Here
got
and
stuff
there.
to do.
And even now, Margie, do you think he rides that old horse into town? With 4 broken ribs and limping and barely crawling by?
No, he walks in like this.
Not Paul M.F. and Ingalls. He walks his ass into town. Proud man. Now, look, I sound like I'm mocking, but that's a good thing. I mean, he is a good man. Paul is just trying to take care of his family and
That's
let
right.
what happens at Kansas not happen again. Is he a little dramatic about it? Sure, he's Paul Ingalls. O'Neill's not going to let him out of the contract, so Paul's like, I'm going to stack up this grain.
I'm going to stack.
Believe me, this is the most harrowing scene I've ever seen. It's like when Rocky and Apollo tried to climb up the ropes in Rocky 2 to avoid the double knockout. That's Paul trying. Margaret, you want to give you an impersonation? Paul
Could
trying
I
to put
please?
yeah.
Okay, so let me show you the hoisting of the bags. And to do that, I'm going to use this pillow. Okay, so this is Paul hoisting the bags. And in no way is this ergonomic, physically correct. You're going to hurt yourself if you do it this way. So do not do this at home. But this is the hoisting of the bags. Are you ready? Is crying on the prairie.
Bravo. And so, after the last 15 minutes of the show, pretty much, Paul gets one bag to the top. And there's some camera work going on here because it shows the camera looking up, and this thing looks really 3 or 4 stories high. Yeah. And then Paul falls backwards, kapow, kapow, bounces 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
The show, Mary and what's her name over there watching, tears rolling down their face as they watch their father take this tumble. And when you see this whatever from a distance, I mean, it looks 10 feet up in the air, maybe not nearly as high as it looked like from Charles' point of view, I guess.
Right.
But they decide to come over. Can you hand me your bag of grain, hon? I will do my impersonation of this
Okay.
5 and 7-year-old girl lifting these bags because they decide to do it.
Yeah. The end.
So when the town sees these 2 girls trying to carry these bags over, Margaret, they do something that they do for Paul for the rest of the series, for the next 15 years. They do his work for him. The whole town comes over, Mr. Olsen included. O'Neill tries briefly to explain it. Hey, guys, it was just a deal. No one's buying it. He slowly starts backing away. We never see him again. Like, he's not a regular in town. Nope. I'm pretty sure they got a posse together later.
Yep.
And they either ran O'Neill out or he's in the bottom of the lake somewhere.
That's right.
And now Mr. Olsen's the richest guy in town.
Paul is crying.